Just unload the clip.
Yeah, we do shit, man. Fuck it. Let's just get right into it, man. You think everybody been talking about, man? Y'all man's R.Kelly, man.
Y'all man's?
Y'all man's.
Who's man's?
Y'all, yours and Chris's.
That's your
No.
man.
Y'all man's.
That's your man.
No. You know where I
That's your
stand.
Anyway, man, so I guess the documentary just came out about this, man. The 6th part on Lifetime, Surviving R.Kelly, man. Pretty much gave like all the details and shit about this nigga's whole little nasty career. Like, that's when it was like really like a long ass recap of him just being nasty. Like, so man, how'd y'all feel about the documentary, man?
What did y'all expect out of it first?
I expected this pretty much.
This is what you
Yeah,
expected?
I wasn't surprised by it at all. This is what I expected from it. I knew it was gonna be something like this. Just
I haven't seen
the
it yet.
details
You
about
haven't
it.
seen it yet?
No, but I pretty much knew like what it was about.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by it.
Yeah. What you think
Like
about it?
by the effect it had on people, like people talking about it, or like the shit that they.
I'm
talking
surprised
about?
more people haven't been talking. Like niggas knew R. Kelly was with the shits.
Okay, so we're all establishing that we all knew that he was with the shit.
Yeah, everybody. I think we all knew.
Because
that
that's
he
a
was
separate
nasty.
conversation.
Yeah, we all knew he was nasty. Yeah, man. So how you feel about it, man?
Yeah, let's hear how
I
you
know
feel.
you
We're not going straight into feelings.
You're not feeling feel so
Alright.
you want to
So wait, I'm just like, cause I'm hella Paul. Like we all agree that we all knew about it. Like why was it so different then? You know what I'm saying? Like why didn't the culture feel compelled to like take more action?
It's
Like
one,
why did you know what I'm saying?
it's one thing
Because
when
that's
you,
a big question.
I feel like it's one thing when you know about it, but when you like hear like the details
Yeah,
of
when it's
it
in depth.
and like the step by step and like I feel like it's a little
We just
more
knew
like,
surface based shit.
Yeah,
we
this
knew
one
the
thing-
real
full
shit.
details.
We knew about the peeing incident.
but it's one thing when you like know like the details behind it and like all of that.
So you
Like,
think it was like lack of details, or do you think it's just like a less sensitive time, or like?
I think it's a little of both, in my opinion.
yeah, it's more sensitive, and when you just see some shit like it's different when you hear about somebody getting killed, or just seeing somebody like watching somebody get killed and that type
Right.
of thing. Like
Yeah.
once you see about like how they set up the murder and all that, it's just like different. So I think that's what it was. But yeah, man, that shit was kind of wild though, man. Like just from them talking about like his upbringing and stuff, like how he got touched
Right.
as a kid.
Right.
That was really like, cause I don't think I knew about that. That was really like eye opening to me. Like, damn.
Which is another separate conversation too. I was hella thinking about like just
What
that
happened with him as a
aspect of the
kid?
documentary.
He got molested. Yeah, he got molested as a kid. Yeah, I think he said he was like 8 years old or something like that.
Interesting.
Because just seeing that, just him going from being a victim to being what's the word for
Victimizer.
it? Victimizer. That's not a word, my nigga.
It is.
Victimizer's not a word. It's definitely not a word. I'm gonna let you rock though, but I don't think
Alright.
victimizer's a word. I get what you're trying to say though.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say
The
it, too.
predator. The
Predator. Yeah, from being prey to being the predator. Just seeing that dynamic was kind of like
Right.
kind of interesting to me. Like damn. But yeah, man, just overall, just like seeing the details of it was kind of like
It is a word.
For real?
victimizer. Okay, you ain't know that though.
Yeah.
Nah, just seeing that was kind of like a little bit shocking. Just all these.
So what
details
didn't
was
you
like-
know? Like what details? Because there was some shit that I did. Like I learned some shit too watching the documentary, which I thought I would tell me what was some.
I didn't know like just like on like that he would like pretty much be like shopping. Not I won't say shopping, but like looking around for girls that like high school, like actually like
Yeah.
going
Like
to
preying
high
on
schools,
specific
Yeah.
girls at
age
high
group
schools,
type of
yeah,
girls.
and
Kind
preying
of,
on
yeah.
them after school. That was the biggest shit that was wild to me, and how like he pretty much like he kind of I kind of knew about it a little bit with the recent allegations about him with the sex cult, but he was kind of like the way he actually treated the girls was like he was actually like
Yeah.
Caring for him?
not caring for them, but what's the word I'm looking for? Like he had them like under lock, under like captivity. Low
Yeah,
key, like
okay.
not yeah, I guess so. Like that,
Captivity.
yeah. He had them like that. I thought he would just like meeting young girls and just
Saying, hey, you can stay a few days.
yeah, just like fucking them and like doing nasty
So
shit.
he wouldn't let them leave at all.
But he's
just
not,
very controlling.
He was right. That's what I was looking for. He was like more. I didn't know he was that controlling. I thought he was just kind of just like mean young girls.
They just wanted to fuck with young.
Yeah, just wanted to fuck
girls.
him and just doing that. But I didn't know the aspect of him like being actual like controlling and like shit like that. So I was kind of like, whoa. I ain't know when like.
See, that was news to me, and then I can be late, or it can just be like, you feel me, my age, being hella young. But I didn't understand the like how deep him and that Aaliyah shit was. Like I knew they had got married. I knew he had married her while she was hella young. Like I knew they fucked around while she was young, under 18 is what I mean by young. But I thought he married her at 18. Like, I thought they was just trying to cover, like on some Tyga and Kylie shit, where like they was lying the whole time she was basically a teenager and then went public as soon as she was 18. I thought they was on some like that type shit.
Oh no,
I thought it was that. I had no idea he married a 15-year-old Aaliyah.
Oh yeah, I knew that. I knew that for sure.
I didn't know. See, that's what. Yeah, I didn't know that. I know I'm hella late, but and then in addition to all that shit you just said, but he married a 15-year-old Aaliyah.
Yeah,
bro, that's wild.
He should have been older.
He married somebody's daughter. My niece is 15 right now. Can't no nigga just marry my fucking little niece.
That's sick.
The fuck?
That's sick. He was like probably like 25 when this happened. Like 20 something. He was in his 20s.
We 25 right now.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas better not drag no 15-year-old to fucking get married.
Only if I came down with my 15-year-old cousins. Like, even that's annoying. So yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that was like shocking to me too. Like, and just how like, just like with the music too, like.
The music was lit. How the music was just taking off.
Yeah, just like how like at the time when he started getting accused of like, not accused, but at the same time when he was doing all this foul shit, like the type of music he was putting out, like.
Right.
He would put out like all these like uplifting ass songs and shit. And at the same time, he was doing all this foul shit behind closed doors, and like the public like had no idea about it. Like that shit's crazy. 'Cause I remember being a kid when I Believe I Can Fly came out. Like I used to love that shit. Like like it's just weird to me that like at the same time he was doing all this uplifting shit, he was being foul behind closed doors.
But then it's like he did have raunchy music. I feel like that's hella unique in itself, that he can have hella uplifting music that changes cultures and shit and be on soundtracks, and then the raunchy shit. Like, he has some nasty shit.
Yeah.
We was just talking about that. We had our King of R&B conversation. Like, the raunchiness and shit is like Bobby Brown and R.Kelly.
Yeah, nah, they the main one. I think R.Kelly a little more, though.
Way more.
R.Kelly is way
even they went over that, like, you feel me? His live pieces and shit, like, if you see him. Yeah. That shit is raunchy.
Yeah, it's like, so he was just, man. He's overall a nasty nigga, man. And so what is up, man? I would kind of like. So you watch like all 6 parts?
I haven't watched all 6 parts. I only watched that first beginning part. I know I'm trash.
All right, so
I want to come here. I should have came here.
So what you think about the first part of it?
The first part? Oh, I'm already off him. First part, like I don't even want to know what's gonna happen through the rest. But so basically, the first part is like him growing up, his childhood. Introduces him to Aaliyah. It talks a little bit, his ex-wife. Oh, and that Sparkle story is on there, in short, the first part. But I think the thing that blew my mind the most is like the people that like knew about it.
That was around them.
That was around them.
Exactly.
I think that, that was the worst of it all. Hell, adults too. Yeah. Like not other young impressionable people, but like adults, grown-ass adults. That one nigga I was meant to get his name too, so I can remember to say it on the podcast. No, he was like a tour manager.
I know you're talking about,
Yeah, he was the tour manager.
Like,
and
that nigga's nasty too.
That nigga, you're nasty. Nigga, you're nasty. He was the one like, fuck. He's like, I asked him, like, I know you're not messing with Aaliyah, right? Like, trying to make it seem like he cared about her type shit.
Yeah. And
then they told him that they got married, and then he didn't do shit about it.
He helped forge the paperwork.
The one who helped forge the paperwork.
Yeah,
him.
See.
That's what I'm saying. Nah, man. Don't act like you know what I'm saying?
Right,
like, that was the nastiest shit. I think I was most disturbed by that guy.
Yeah.
Because he knew all that shit was, like, faking it. Like,
I feel like most of the people that came and spoke on the documentary I was around, I feel like all of them are probably responsible too in my eyes.
Oh, everybody around,
I feel like all of them, I feel like all y'all that was on the documentary talking that was around, y'all all kind of like probably responsible for that shit too. Like, it's no way you was around that. You knew what was going on. You didn't say nothing about it. Now you don't. You can't come and speak up now. Act like you doing something noble. Like, you should have said something back then when it was happening. You could have been got this nigga out of here. Like, that's my thing. Like, I don't. That's why I don't understand. Like,
but then a lot of people brought up too. A lot of them people were like working for him. Like, these are like tour managers, background dancers who are seeing this shit. So like, yeah, I don't know. Is y'all just terrible people? Like, what's y'all do? I don't know.
I think it comes down to a lack of moral fortitude. Like, that's what one of the biggest things about this whole shit, in my eyes.
And do you judge them for being on his payroll? Sorry, and doing the documentary now? Like, are you looking at them like that?
Yeah,
like,
I judge them. Yeah, I judge them for that. Cause you could have stopped it while it was happening.
Do you feel like they even have the right to talk on this documentary?
I mean, they got more information, so I mean, they should talk, but I don't give them no extra props for that though. Like,
right.
You still trash. Like, at one point, do you like put your morality over the dollar?
Right.
That's pretty much one of the biggest things about this whole documentary. That's like one of the biggest things for me.
Right.
Morality. At one point, do you put your morals and your code of ethics over the dollar? Because if you look at it, that's all this shit comes down to, is people putting the dollar over their morals. From the people that was around watching it that didn't want to say nothing, because they was eating off this nigga, to even, unfortunately, even though they're young, the young girls that was allowing themselves to be abused by this nigga, because a lot of them was doing it just for a chance to have singing careers.
Oh, and you know what else was alarming? That his blood brothers on here, like his two and only brothers, are like speaking, not necessarily against him, but co-signing his like predator ways. You know what I'm saying?
I think the one in jail was co-signing.
The one in jail was definitely.
He's staying in jail.
That's why this nigga was singing from jail.
Yeah, don't free that nigga.
That is a trip.
Yeah, I think his other brother kind of like.
He was trying to kind of play like devil's advocate a little bit.
Yeah, but I think he kind of wasn't fucking with him though a little bit too. Yeah, man. But just like I was saying, man, just the moral fortitude. That's the biggest thing for me, man. Like, at some point, you gotta put your morals over the dollar and do what's right. And like, you can't let this shit happen to these little girls. Like, even I don't know if you saw the part where he talked about the whole the peeing shit, the trials and all that.
No, see, just tell me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, so pretty much with that, bro. This is another thing that kind of blew my mind. Cause everybody was kind of like, how the fuck this nigga not get locked up for it? He was on camera doing it.
Oh, the peeing shit.
Yeah. How he got off was the girl's family went to court. They showed him the video, and they came out and said that wasn't their daughter on camera.
What the fuck?
What?
That's what happened. That's how he got off with it. See, I didn't know that. At first, I thought like, I don't know what the fuck happened, how he didn't get caught with this shit, but that's what happened.
Think you paid him off?
I mean, I think he had to, because on the albums that came out after that, her brother and shit, like, had credits on the albums that came out after that.
Oh, the girl who got peed on?
Yeah, because it was her brother and I think her mother that came to court and said that nigga, that wasn't their daughter or their little sister on the video. And then after that, they got production credits on this nigga albums.
Wow.
It's like, bruh, you willing to let this nigga go free
For some money.
After this nigga done violated your daughter or your little sister
Okay,
and all that.
not that it makes it any less nastier, but okay, that girl he peed on, she's underage, which is a problem. Regardless.
Yeah, regardless.
I'm put that out there. But like, I don't know. Was she like? Did they mention like how old she was at the time? Like that girl was? Did they say her age or anything?
She was underage?
Yeah.
She was like 14.
Yeah, I thought
that was a 14.
Yeah,
that was a
14
14-year-old
like that, yeah.
getting peed on.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, bruh, that's.
And at the time, how old that nigga was in like?
He had to be like close to late 20s, early 30s. So it's like my nigga.
Oh shit.
How do y'all even care about this girl? Do y'all let this nigga ride like that? Just for the dollar?
Was she on there?
Who?
The girl?
Nah, she wasn't on there. What's her name was on there though? I think Sparkle. That was her niece, I think.
The niece is the one who got beat on?
Yeah, that was her
That
niece.
was Sparkle's niece
That was
in
her
the
niece,
video?
yeah. She's the one that introduced R. Kelly.
Yeah, I
to her
did.
niece.
I did see that
And
Sparkle.
I feel like
She think she knew what was going on before she introduced him?
she knew that nigga was nasty. She knew about him and Aaliyah. So you know about this nigga's track record, and you still willing to bring your little niece to this nigga for what? The chance to make money at a record deal? Like, at what point is it not worth it? Like, you feel me? And another thing that the really like the biggest theme in all this for me is a lack of parenting.
Yeah. I want to talk about that.
Where's all these kids' parents at? Like,
yeah.
At no point, like, until like the last episodes where they had the girls in that they was in the code and shit.
Yeah.
You ain't see nobody parents come on and talk and say nothing. Like none of the girls really barely mention their parents and shit. Like where the fuck is your parents at?
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't trying to like shit on parents. I'm not a mom. You feel me? But and I kind of feel bad because I feel like in this case too, like everybody's talking about the parenting or lack thereof. Aaliyah's parents are catching the most flack behind it.
As they should. Something happened to your, as a parent, something happened to your child. The blame is on you. Like you gotta take the blame for that. As your child, it's your job to protect your child.
Yeah, I don't know. So you read her mom's statement. Yeah. Basically, in short, is the mom is saying that like the girl who said she walked in on Aaliyah and R.Kelly having sex, they don't know her. She doesn't know Aaliyah. They were on tour with Aaliyah like every step of the way, type shit. Like
obviously not.
You can't imagine how much shit we've done as kids that like we just slipped through the cracks that like we know our parents would not fuck with. Like kids get away with shit. Like kids be fucking. Kids will sneak out. Will sneak around. Like it. You know what I'm saying? I want to say it is what it is. People just we gotta keep a better eye on children, obviously. Yeah. But them like fronting like that they was everywhere with her. No, come on, man. Your daughter got married at 15. You couldn't have been everywhere. You couldn't have been there. You couldn't have been everywhere.
Unless y'all was cool with it.
I would have been I wouldn't have ever been able to sneak a marriage. But
sneak a whole marriage. That's wild.
That's pretty.
As a young star, that's actually hard. Like
like come on. What? Like, y'all people,
that's insane. So like that shit, I don't know.
And a lot of them was like sending their kids to that nigga, like sending their daughters to the studio to be with that nigga, to record music and shit like that.
Even though they knew that he was.
Even though you knew about this nigga's history.
And none of them went with him.
Like no, just send your daughter out there, just on good faith, on goodwill with this nigga you don't know. Like first of all, I'm not sending my daughter to be with no nigga in the studio, underage. Period. It's gonna be me, my daughter, and R.Kelly in the studio, chilling. Like it's not. My daughter never be one with no other like grown man, and especially not R.Kelly. We know about this nigga's history. Like,
right.
Why would you?
I don't know. Was that like just the culture of the business? Was like niggas just sending their kids out there? Like I'm trying to recall other younger stars who started at an early age.
I think people is willing. I think people don't. They not going to admit it. But people is willing to take that chance with their kids just for a chance at money. A lot of these parents are willing to do that, willing to take that chance that somebody happened to their kid for money. True. They're not going to admit to it. They're not going to say it on camera, but that's the truth. They willing to do that for the dollar. There's no other way. Like, bruh, this nigga, you know what this nigga did, what this nigga was about, and you still let your daughter be around this nigga? Nah, you knew what you was doing. You took that risk with your child, and you gotta live with the consequences of that. Like you gotta live the rest of your life knowing what you allowed to happen to your child.
Were me and you the only one to watch it? Okay, you haven't watched it yet. You haven't got to watch it yet. Yeah. You watched it? Oh, you watched it with him.
It wasn't with me.
You watched it last time?
You watched some of it, not the whole thing.
I watched a big gap.
You watched the last 2 parts. There's 4 other parts.
So I'm still watching it.
Yeah. Did all the parts, the last part go up tonight? Or was it last night?
It came out last night.
Last night, oh shit. Sorry to get off track. There's many things fucking wrong.
Yeah, like come on, bro. Like people gotta do better with their kids, man. Like I know not that's not to take the blame away from that nigga. He's a fucking like a monster. Like, he's an animal. He needs to be locked up. But it's like, man, y'all can't like make it easy for this nigga. Like
Okay, well, let's talk about the contrarians. Well, let's talk about the people who say that they can separate the art from the music. Let's talk about let's talk about fucking people who saying like it can't be that like this many females like coming out now, like you feel me, like just basically weeding out like the ones that's lying for checks. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe exaggerating certain things, or maybe are regretful, consented to those exchanges, but now they just regret it. You know what I mean? Let's address some of that. I think we're clearly on the same page that this nigga's nasty as fuck.
My thing is even if they consent, like that's still a child. That's still statutory rape. That's still illegal. Like even if they agree to it, that's still illegal.
This is my thing with like
I can't
that like population of people is like two narratives can be the same, like can be true at the same time.
Exactly.
Like yes, some of these bitches can be lying, but that nigga is still nasty. You know what I'm saying?
Nasty
like
nigga, yeah.
What the fuck? I don't. Oh, and then the race shit too. Like we was talking about that when Bill Cosby went down.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How like white counterparts aren't treated the same when they do predatory shit. Again, like another narrative that is very true.
That's true.
But that don't mean this nigga don't deserve to go to jail. Like
you can't. I'm still not gonna defend that nigga.
I'm not defending R.Kelly. Like or oh god, this what me and Kalela got into about because she said I just feel like they're trying to bring down another black man. I'm like, girl, what do you mean?
It's another predator.
I'm like, bro, this is another predator. If Mill goes to jail, that's bringing down a black man.
Yeah, some light shit.
If R. Kelly goes to jail, that's taking down a nasty nigga.
That's totally different, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's my biggest issue too, like with the topic. Like all of these things that everyone is saying is completely true.
Yeah.
You feel me? But you don't have to come in his defense for those things being true.
Yeah, I'm all for the pro-black shit, but it's
absolutely.
It's certain shit as a community we shouldn't allow.
And at the end of the day, too, I think why this conversation is a little bit different because all the victims are black women. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that. The fact that the accuser is a black man. Like, black women are, you feel me, taking L's behind this shit. Yeah. So can't that just be the issue in itself?
It's like, even if it was white women, like he's a pedophile.
He's a pedophile.
You know what I mean? Like, even if it was white women, Asian women, like he's a pedophile.
He's gross.
Like, you can't defend a pedophile, even if like, come on. Man, I don't know. People, I don't get it. I don't get it. I do my best to try to defend black celebrities, but certain shit you can't defend. Yeah.
Do you like fuck with documentaries like this? Like
I normally don't watch them. I normally like don't really care about them.
You should away from them.
Yeah, I just normally
but
don't care.
do you feel like these are just like not the way to go about shit?
My thing is
because I think a lot of people just don't like the exploitation of a documentary. It just feels like very cinematic almost, like you know what I mean, or like a tell-all book. Like those things are just kind of frowned upon. Would you have preferred to receive this sort of information differently? Like, do you feel like the way they delivered like a Lifetime documentary?
I'm not mad at the information. My thing is if it doesn't lead to like,
is there a right way to expose people? You know,
not expose how we gotta expose them, but I feel like if it doesn't lead to like an arrest or anything,
actual justice.
I feel like it was kind of like in vain. It was kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Because we pretty much all knew this nigga was nasty. Now we just know the details about his nastiness, but it's like, if there's nothing we could do to get him locked up or like get him sent to jail, like anything like that.
Yeah, because
like,
he can't be arrested on any of these allegations.
Probably.
I mean, they already tried to try him for the P video.
Yeah, that was that girl's trying to.
Yeah, that one. I don't think he can try it again for that one. That's not Jeopardy. But
yeah.
Maybe the girls from that code he had just recently.
Probably.
That's the only hope. But besides,
did they address that on there? Is that that's true?
That's on the last part. Yeah.
For real, is it true?
It looked like it's confusing. Cause my thing, they had cameras like trying to like go find the girls, but like why didn't y'all come with like the police? I don't like it was confusing to me.
I need to watch it.
Yeah, and like they tried to call the cops after. The cops said they couldn't go because they didn't have like a warrant or like reasonable cause. It was just confusing to me. Like I feel like that part at the end was kind of like a little. I don't want to say unnecessary, but it was kind of like, what do y'all like? It was just weird to me. That part was just weird to me. But yeah, my thing is, man, they can't like bring criminal charges against this nigga. It was pretty much all in vain to me.
Are y'all surprised that his streams have increased?
No, that's not surprising. I thought people was trying to like dig through the lyrics to find like evidence of him being like nasty.
Probably.
I think that's what it is.
I'm not
like,
surprised.
They was just playing this shit.
on the documentary, they talk about how how at the same time when he was doing all this shit, he was in the studio making songs and shit. Like they even showed the Aaliyah shit when he helped her write the song AJ Number the Number and all that stuff. I thought people were trying to just connect the dots. I think that's what it was. I don't think it was like people just like fuck with R.Kelly now trying to support him now so they want to stream this shit. I don't think that's what
But
it was.
he's still, I mean, I hear he doesn't really like tour around the U.S., I don't think, but like, doesn't he still tour?
I think they talked about that. They said like
Does he get money?
They had a move. He does tours, but recently they had a movement called New R.Kelly. So they was getting a lot of his shows like shut down and shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's probably gonna have to tour overseas. That's probably how he's gonna have to make his money from now on.
It's a couple aunties not trying to hear that Mute R. Kelly shit on the internet right now.
It's a lot of shit.
I saw a couple aunties.
Yeah, they talked about that too. How like a lot of people like even through all this shit, even with the video and all that, they
The
still was
R&B
rocking with that nigga heavy.
community, like the black community, like they really rock with this nigga music, like tough.
Yeah. He's a great artist. Like you can't take that away from him.
Yeah.
He's like a genius level artist. Like there's no denying that. But
There's nothing like having, you feel me, just such a good discography like this. Oh shit, I'm sorry guys, it's me this time. Fuck, my bad. Fuck, my bad. It's never me. Fuck.
Damn.
first time for everything.
Damn. What I was saying. Oh yeah, to just have such a musical playlist like his, and like now people are just gonna remember this. Like.
Yeah, I think, man, I don't
like the kind of music he created. Like no one can do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nobody can match that. Like,
no one can match that.
He's a genius artist. Like there's no denying.
I can't believe he just like whacked himself out like this. Like played himself.
Yeah.
Not just it ain't recent, but
he's just, I don't know. He just, I think he does. I think we gotta talk. I think another part that people gotta talk about more is the sexual assault that goes on against
child molestation
against little boys. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like
boys are less likely to say something.
Yeah, and it's not trying to like take the attention away from.
Oh no, I totally agree.
Like,
Like that's like a root problem though.
Yeah.
That's a root problem. Like that causes like predatory ass ways.
Yeah, and I don't want to take attention away from black women. That's like
no, but it's a segue topic.
Yeah,
it's a segue topic.
Yeah, I feel like that a lot of times that's what leads to the other like.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Little boys not being, which kind of goes back to parenting too.
Yeah.
Little boys getting like touched and going through certain things as children could kind of like fuck them up like permanently, and like turn them into predators.
Yeah, because they just look at the sexual experience differently now. Like they look at it as like a one like side that's dominant. You know what I mean?
Like it's either like a victim.
Yeah.
Or a predator.
They don't look at it as intimacy anymore.
Yeah.
So it affects how they grow up and like how they have exchanges sexually.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just hella fucked up because that whole like I hate to say it, but it's hella R. Kelly's. Like kids be getting molested and shit. Most of the time be black family members and shit too.
Yeah.
Like, and it just goes back to like single parent households and like most of that shit happens like when your parent is at work all day, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to make ends meet for you. It's just all that shit is just baselines of just shit that's fucked up and layers of shit that's fucked up.
Yeah, it's really like, man, black people.
It's hella deeper problems.
Black people, we gotta get our shit together, black people, man.
I mean, we only had like
we gotta get it together.
A 300-year late start.
Yeah.
We trying to get our shit together.
Nah, but I can't say that because at one point black people like, even though we might have been like still oppressed, but as far as like structurally, like family wise, we was like the most put together people in the country. Like in like the 50s and 60s, like we had like the highest rate of marriage and like the lowest rate of incarceration.
Well, the incarceration part isn't our fault. The marriage part,
Yeah, that's what
the
I'm saying.
love and the unity, that we can change.
That's what I'm saying. I think if we fix that, that'll fix the incarceration part a little bit. I think.
It can help, for
Yeah,
sure.
I think it'll
It can help.
Significant change.
Yeah.
But man, it was this I mean, it was like it was a lot, man.
A little
It
heavy.
was a lot to see, man. So how do y'all feel about like?
I've been watching heavy shit.
How do y'all feel about the whole conversation about like separating the art from the music? Like, would y'all still like look at somebody different if they like still listen to R.Kelly music? Like, how would y'all feel about that?
I'd be like, you trash.
Trash?
You trash.
You would fuck with it?
You trash.
Not even like the gospel songs, not even the happy songs.
Damn. That's a tough
So if you're I Believe I Can Fly at a graduation, you walking out.
I'm not walking out like that's a graduation, but they trash for playing that. It's hella music. Like, y'all still playing R. Kelly. Shut the fuck up. Like,
God damn.
shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
So if you had a wedding, right?
No, Step in the Name of Love is not coming on at my
I knew
wedding.
where I was
Ignition remix, definitely not either.
None of that shit, yeah. You just trash.
I'm trapped in the closet. No.
Fuck
You
no.
trash. You trash. It's like, you know, when you like in a new social setting and then somebody just like start comfortably saying, like somebody busts out and say they like voted for Trump and you like, oh, this nigga's trash. Like, fuck, I gotta watch this nigga. Like, you start playing R. Kelly, like, I gotta watch your ass. Like,
It's the same thing.
it's the same shit.
What about you, Chris? How you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm not fucking with it.
So you not stepping in, if your cousin plays Step in the Name of Love,
Like, I'm not about to cancel my cousin.
I'm gonna
fam.
specifically tell him, like, do
get-
not play any R. Kellys. If he do, I'm not gonna damn. I'm gonna be a little.
you don't cancel your cousin?
I'm not
I'm
gonna
not gonna
cancel
cancel
my
him.
cousin.
I'm like, bro, what the fuck would you play that shit?
Damn, I feel like. Yeah, I think this applies just cause y'all, is this like all around the board for y'all, or is it just cause this case in
This
particular?
specific.
Yeah, it's like another person that did something else like problematic, like say,
Like Kanye, should
yeah, like Kanye for example. Would y'all like? Can y'all still like separate the art from the
I'm really,
artist with
If
that?
it was-
I'm really on the cancel Kanye.
Music?
I'm just not. I didn't care to like pick up his last two projects.
I'm talking about just like his old body. I'm talking about just
Oh, his
all
old body
around
of work.
bodies of
Oh,
work,
his
yeah.
full. Yeah,
I'm
because
talking
they're
about just-
canceled.
yeah,
Like
I'm
they
talking-
really not fuck with R. Kelly.
Yeah, like would y'all even like would that still apply for somebody like that to y'all?
If he did the same thing, or just
I'm
in
talking
his
about-
current
I'm
situation.
talking about just if they do like some shit that people don't agree with. People that shit that
Well,
people
he
don't
been
fuck
doing
with.
shit that we don't agree
Yeah,
with.
he been doing. I think just like the sexual predator shit is just
That's
like.
what it is.
Yeah, I
that's
think it's
what
the
it is.
offense for me.
Yeah.
Because Kanye, it's like he's voicing his opinion.
Like
which at
Bill
the end of the day,
Cosby.
he's still alive. He's entitled to that. Nobody can take
Right.
that away from
Yeah.
him. I'm not gonna have to agree with him, but I mean, I personally, I haven't listened to any Kanye in like months.
Yeah, but I mean, compare him to another. compare to him to like another
That
sexual
registration
predator.
was a day.
Like if we talk about R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, like people both did like very like nasty heinous things. And, like, yeah, I think it's just the nasty shit for me.
Y'all not fucking with the Cosby Show at all?
To be honest, I never was like hella Cosby show.
Yeah, me neither.
Me neither. Yeah.
So Fat Albert, none of that.
Yeah, I didn't care.
Fuck
Like,
Platinum Fruit.
I was gonna say, if I brought you to Fat Albert Platinum Fubu, you not fucking with it now?
No.
Bill Cosby?
I never was hella Cosby. Like, I never thought he was like the father of America, whatever the fuck
Not
everybody
before our
called him.
time, I think that's why.
Yeah, it was
Maybe
like
it could
80s.
be like
It was
due to
80s.
like the age. You
That was
feel me?
over
Which
for
is why I don't
our
have
time,
like the connection to him. I didn't think his comedy was funny. Like,
Nah.
I'm cool.
Yeah, that wasn't our era, so I think it's easy.
Philip hates me right now.
Y'all fucking.
You still
really
support
love
the
the
Cosby
Cosby
Show?
Show?
I don't support him, but the Cosby Show is like one of the top 2 sitcoms ever, in my opinion.
For real?
Yeah.
Nigga, what?
You canceled too, bro.
Me?
Who
Nah,
do you got
man.
as number one?
That's number one.
Are we
What's
not-
the other
let's-
one?
let's
The
not
Cosby
get-
Show?
Yeah.
Let's not get sidetracked,
Have
bro.
you? I'll talk to you about this later.
Yeah.
Because Breaking Bad is definitely number one.
Alright. whatever.
Family sitcom?
That's not
Oh,
sitcom.
sitcom?
No, you-
Alright, come on,
Come on,
guys.
sitcom.
Come on, Chris. Nigga, come
Ain't that
on.
the same thing?
Chris.
Oh, whoops, my bad.
God damn, nigga. I was trying to get you.
Where were we going?
I was gonna ask y'all, does the whole Alright, so y'all not feeling R. Kelly because the sexual assault charge. Alright.
Yes, we don't like the nasty.
But my thing is, does that apply to like other crimes too, or that's just sexual assault? Like somebody got like a murder charge.
I don't give a fuck about OJ. If that's what you're trying to ask.
I wasn't going to OJ. I'm talking about say it's like a rapper.
Kind of body they do
fuck
every day, B. Niggas ain't just out. Niggas staying out here fucking 14-year-olds.
I'm talking about say if he killed, like, say if he do some shit like he killed his wife or something. Or do some shit. I'm not talking about just like on some street shit. Because street shit, I mean, that it is what it is. I'm playing that game. But say they kill somebody innocent, right? Like do some foul shit like that. Would y'all still be able to like fuck with that person's music? I was like, what crimes is like acceptable and not acceptable?
For me,
the only thing that's unacceptable is the nasty.
That's the only one. So
Yeah.
murder, like
nah,
a nigga.
murder for me.
So if a nigga kills
Y'all listen
somebody,
to hella niggas that kill somebody.
I'm talking about somebody innocent. I'm not talking about like
Real
that
niggas
shit.
If
not
it's
killing
like
innocent
if it's like retaliation
Yeah,
shit,
but-
then I mean shit.
I'm talking about like I'm talking about some like
If it's innocent shit, like
I'm talking
somebody
about he shoot his
innocent,
baby mama, that type of shit. Like,
yeah, then no.
some shit like that.
Oh no, you trash. You trash.
Y'all be able to draw that person's music at all?
Fuck no.
Okay,
I mean, if Beyonce kills an innocent person, I mean,
It's
she didn't
over?
mean it.
alright. If Jay-Z killed Beyonce, you still fucking with Hov?
That's
Fuck
heavy.
No.
You still fucking
Well, if
with
she
Hov?
tried to kill him, then
Nah.
he just wanted to
Nah,
offer.
say the Brown Williams was getting to his head, he just snapped one day, he just pop her. Y'all still fucking with Hov?
Nah.
Even all his back
He can't kill
catalog?
Beyonce and get away with it. That's out.
Yeah, I'm saying he probably go to jail for just listening to his music.
Nah, I wouldn't.
No. The queen? The fuck?
I don't
Just-
think about that. Where's my motherfucking name? I'm still be rocking.
Queen? No.
Yeah, I think for me, under like 99% of the time, like I'm not canceling nobody like their music and all that. But with R. Kelly, it's a little different, cause like a lot of his music is about like sex and like women and all that's about love. So if you correlate that with his allegation, not the allegation, but the shit he did, that's where it gets a little weird for me. That's the only reason I would cancel him. But besides like that, I don't think I'm canceling like nobody's like music and all that if I really fuck with it. But just with R. Kelly, in that case in particular, because of the nature of the allegations, it makes me feel a little weird. Yeah, man. So I don't know, man.
So what's the cutoff for you? Nigga, you didn't answer the question.
What?
So what the reasons why you cancel somebody?
For me?
Yeah, like what kind of crime?
I think the only way, with R. Kelly, because
Because
his
it's
music,
music.
because his music kind of correlates a little bit with the crimes, I'll cut him off for that. Because the two correlate with each other.
What?
Cause I know the motivation, a lot of motivation for a lot of his music, a lot of his sex music, a lot of the music he's making goes with what he's actually doing with underage kids. So for that, I can't enjoy his music anymore. So I'm cutting off his music because of that.
Okay.
But for like Bill Cosby, even though I don't enjoy the show, even though he has allegations, if I like the show, I personally would still watch the show. I wouldn't fuck with Bill Cosby as a man, but if I fuck with the show, I would still watch it.
Okay.
For me, that's just how I feel about it. And another question: do y'all think like he's the only one in the industry? Or do y'all think this is like
That like preys on
that
minors.
have like predatory like behaviors? Maybe not minors, but like
Predatory behavior.
yeah. Because
No, I don't-
a part
I
of me
don't think so.
feels like it's low key like it might be like low key par for the course on the low, and I think he might just been the one that was just the most out there, really, like the sloppiest with it. What y'all think about that?
I don't think so at all. I feel like, well, I think that there are a lot of predators in really show business.
That's what I'm saying. In the industry.
Yeah, in the industry, and I feel like some of the people who kind of got like they big shot, like they just came out of nowhere. I feel like they kind of might have been preyed upon before they got the big break, or
Yeah.
some of the people who thought that they were gonna have like really big roles and have like medium-sized roles, they kind of get preyed on. But I definitely like with Harvey Weinstein, predator.
Yeah.
So I definitely like I 100% believe that it does still go on. I don't think so much anymore because of the Me Too movement. Like that's how big now.
Nervous,
Yeah, but I definitely think it was going on, and it's definitely real.
Yeah, I think that's partially why he was able to last so long.
You know what?
I feel like that shit is like normal in the industry, and that's why I feel like nobody in the industry really like shunned him. Then he was making a lot of money for him.
I think that it's us, the culture's fault a little bit too. I think we kind of knew about it and we was just trash about it.
Yeah.
I can
think
accept on behalf of the culture that we handled that kind of trash. Because
After
niggas
the
knew
pee
about
and
that shit.
After the pee and shit, we should have been like, all right.
After the
the
pee and shit,
pee and
that
shit,
really, we should have knew.
After Aaliyah, he really should have got him out of there early.
Facts. And then the pee and shit was just way too far. But we're still slapping after the pee and shit.
Same girl.
It's a great song, man. It's a great song.
That shit is a banger.
I can't fuck with it.
I'll never listen to that shit.
It never sound the same. It's a great song though. But yeah, man, I feel like I feel like everybody's partly like accountable for it. Like,
Yeah. Like a lot of us are part of the problem.
yeah, everybody.
Yeah, if we would have like canceled him when it needed to be time to cancel him,
Yeah.
shit. At least after Aaliyah, he damn near might have went down for the pee and shit. After the pee and shit, I mean, it wouldn't have been sex bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's on us too for still supporting.
I agree.
Another thing about this whole situation, this might be a little wild, but
Go ahead.
y'all feel like the girls themselves should be held accountable a little bit too for their actions, for their part in this?
It's kind of tough because predators, they know what to prey on, so they have a specific like.
But a lot of them girls, like if you watch the whole shit, a lot of them girls was like seeking him out. It wasn't just like he was just praying. Like he was praying, but a lot of them girls like came to him. I know it's wild to say because they're minors.
I know.
But it's like, come on.
They
like,
came to him for sex, or they came to him for.
They just were seeking him out.
They came to him because he was R.
knowing
Kelly.
that he was R. Kelly.
That knowing he might.
I would say it's
opportunity
partly
for him.
on them, but I think he's like a super predator. So he knows like once something like that comes to him, it's like, oh shit, well I got the hook, line, and sinker. So I think with him being a super predator, that's how he was able
I
to
don't
take
even know
it
if
to
he's
the
a
cult
super
level.
predator. I think he's a predator who didn't have to do a bunch of shit. I think
he's a predator.
I think he was an R&B star and ass gets thrown at him and yeah, he just gets to be nasty.
But he's always been a predator. I think he took it to the next level when he became a super predator when he made the cult shit.
The cult
I think
shit.
that's what made him like
Okay.
a super predator.
But that was kind of like towards the end, with the cold shit they was talking about.
I still think they.
Okay, well we dodged your question about the women.
That's what I'm.
Partly, I mean, if they were seeking him out,
because a lot of them were. If you watch a lot of them were coming to him.
Are we watching what we saying about these are young girls?
I know. That's why I say somebody might be a little wild, but I mean, I know it's fucked up, but at a certain point, like.
Do we have the right to say that they like knew better? That they were, you know what I'm saying?
I think maybe legally, technically, they're minors, so no, but like.
common sense.
But we know, like deep down, like we know, like they was being wild. It was being like bad, like
Fast.
bad kids, yeah, and like doing shit they had no business doing, and it ended up going bad for them. So I think
They got themselves in like a situation they
that
weren't ready for.
they had no business getting into. That's the perfect way to put it. They got themselves into some shit they shouldn't got themselves into. So I'm not gonna put all the blame on them, but I feel like to a certain extent, y'all gotta take some of the blame. Like
Not blame, accountability.
Accountability.
Yeah.
We still hold R. Kelly like 99%.
We blame him,
Yeah,
but accountability has to be taken on behalf of
Yeah.
hella parties involved.
Yeah, there's a lot of parties involved.
Yeah, it's just
Exactly.
too many people involved that aren't also taking accountability as like the result of this shit.
Yeah. That's something I was just thinking about, because it's like
Yeah.
a lot of them girls, they came to him because they thought like they would end up getting like record deals or like become famous superstars.
And even with like I feel like with stuff like that, you should at least involve your parents and let them know like, hey, I might be meeting R. Kelly. I think you should come with. I mean, I feel like that's just common sense, especially like in the age, like the digital age. It's not hard to like just look somebody especially R. Kelly.
I mean, just with the man in general.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
With a child.
yeah,
it's
it's
not
not
hard
like
to
your
do that.
mentor is a fellow woman. You know what I'm saying? Which I still think you should be accompanied by a parent, but where it's a little bit more lenient.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like a grown ass man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, yeah. That's why it really like a lot of the blame goes down to the parents. I feel like if it was like a ranking, I would say like
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly 1, parents 2, the niggas that work for him 3.
This the order everybody
and
they ask
and
me.
then
The victims.
the victims would probably be like 4th.
Are we blaming victims? Are we putting the victims on the list with those other people?
So in this case, to a certain extent, yeah, a little bit. In this
Are
case,
we?
a
Are
little
you
bit.
saying that on
It's-
the air?
I'm saying because it's not like let me be clear about this, right? This was like it's not like he was like
Forcibly. Making
yeah.
If you of your own free mind, body, and will voluntarily go to put yourself in the
That's
situation
what is. Thank you.
of being surrounded
Okay,
by
Chris.
a predator.
Chris with the sayings. I was finna fuck that up. Chris with the sayings. That's what I'm saying.
Chris.
I'm saying in that aspect, yeah. Like they were minors, so it was consensual, but they were minors though. So it still is illegal. Yeah, I'm done. I'm fucking myself.
You
Fucking myself fucked up.
last scenario about this. So your minor daughter, 17, gets caught having sex with a dude who's like 24 or 25, but she said she wanted to fuck him.
Murder 1.
Are you calling the police?
Murder 1.
Murder one.
Murder
And she's
1.
like,
First
Dad,
degree murder.
like that's my man. Like
That's
I
first.
don't want to do it.
It might not be first degree because it's like a crime of passion. So I probably get away with like manslaughter. Yeah, manslaughter.
Maybe capital.
You know, I think if I get manslaughter, do about like 15, 20. I come.
If you do it in the moment.
17, I'm probably not until I'm 30, so I'd be like 47. 20 years, I'd be 67.
Were you ever talking to an older woman before you were 18?
Nah, not really. Not
Well,
that much older than me.
Yeah.
The most is like.
It's only been like a
I've
year.
heard
Like a year or
stories.
two.
You know what I'm saying? Like
About me?
No.
Oh, I was like, what?
I just hear stories about like people will say like when they were 17. I just be hearing stories from people who like, yeah, when I was 17, like I was a senior in high school, like I was talking to this older person or I was talking to that older person.
I heard a lot of
I've
those in
seen
high
some.
school.
I saw
like-
some shit buzzing around on Black Twitter.
Yeah.
This girl was like, my dad was 26 and my mom was 17, and then she got pregnant with me when she was 18.
Okay, we ain't talking about nobody's moms and shit though. That was
I
already like the
mean-
60s. I'm talking about
Nah,
us,
this girl,
like
she-
our peers.
Our generation.
This girl seemed like she
Like
was
y'all know somebody
20.
who's talked to like
Yeah,
someone
no, I definitely known girls that was like
like what?
in the 10th grade bragging about some old nigga they fucking with. Talk about how they be buying them shit. I've definitely had those experiences.
That's predatory behavior too.
That's super predatory. That's the same shit R.Kelly was doing pretty much. But yeah, I didn't look at it like back then. Back then I was just hating. I really wanted it, but I couldn't compete with this old nigga buying and shit.
Niggas got cars.
Niggas got cars and shit.
Fucking.
I'm still catching 76.
Niggas doing taxes and shit.
I'm still catching 76 from Illinois to the main. Like, I can't compete with this nigga. But now looking back though, that is real shit.
Like, do you think those girls have the right to come out in 20 years and be on the documentary, like talking about that shit?
I mean, they could.
Given what we know about them and like
I think
how they was fucking with them voluntarily,
They could do it, but they have to.
take accountability.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing. You gotta take accountability for.
Yeah, I want
the
those
part you
kind of
play.
girls
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
take accountability
That's
for
my
that shit.
thing. Cause just in general, 99% of the time, like everybody's problems, most of the time, like we're partly accountable for our own problems, in some way, shape, or form. I feel like the majority of the time, we could look back and say we did some shit that led us to the bullshit we did, for the most part. So that's just
me there.
that's what I'm saying. So I feel like I just want people to be accountable. I'm not blaming the girls though. I'm not like.
Obviously,
saying
we
it's
not
their
on
fault.
that.
Yeah, it's not the.
Just to
it's
clear
not
it
the-
up, like, I'm not on
girls'
that type of
fault.
time. Like R.Kelly's a monster. He's nasty. Somebody got to snuff R.Kelly. I think that's what it got to come down to.
I think so.
Because I don't think the cops will be able to get to that nigga. So like, we might have done some street justice.
Maybe.
Ain't no fucking street justice.
Nah, these don't try to get autograph from that nigga.
So with you, are we still on the R. Kelly, or this kind of has to deal with it? What would you say is like the young